Boobies. Everybody's got them, but not everyone can draw them. Here's a game you can play with Cannon by Wallace Wood. Open to any page in this book and see if there's a pair of boobies. Look, there's some boobies. Let's try again. Let's close the book. Let's open it again. Just any page at random. Let's see if there's any boobies. Look, there's some boobies. What we should really play is if you can close the book and open it to a page without any boobies. Let's try again. Yep, there's some boobies. Cannon by Wallace Wood was a comic strip that appeared in the Overseas Weekly, which was a newspaper that shipped exclusively to military bases. This was around the Vietnam War, I believe. And it's hard to say what's going on with this book, what the line is between propaganda and earnest, drum beating. It's a real firecracker of a book, I'll tell you that much. It's a lot of sex and violence. See, everybody's getting shot, especially. I feel like it sort of eases up as it goes on, but especially in the beginning, it is like a violent fever dream of menace. There's our hero Cannon. See, he's got a strong jaw, strong crew cut. One of the themes of this book is I think misplacement of identity. Because Cannon here doesn't really know who he was. The whole backstory is he was brainwashed by the Reds, and the brainwashing was so deep that when they retrieved him, when Uncle Sam retrieved him, the only thing they could do is counter brainwash him. They couldn't make him human again. They just had to make him an American robot of patriotic death. And throughout the book, Cannon, he starts off as a sort of killer Terminator robot. He sort of just at times sort of is lusted into finding his humanity at times. A naked dame will walk by and he's like, I like naked dames, and that's sort of it. There's no real character whatsoever. There's no real integral plot or character development. It's really just, and I have no idea how it was solicited at the time, because they include this all in one volume, and there's no stops and starts. It's laid out as one continuous story, and it's really ADD. It just goes from one thing to another. He's capturing so and so. Hitler is actually a secret guerrilla leader in South America. Then they're somewhere else, and it even just changes from different type of story. At one time it's a war story, the next minute it's a spy story, and he's James Bond. So he's Sergeant Rock, then he's James Bond. The next time it's a sort of a romance comic where he's having lady troubles at the office, and it's slingshots all back and forth. And Cannon, he even changes his look multiple times. He starts off with a crew cut, then he's undercover and he's bald with a goatee at one point. Let me see if I can find any of that. I can't find any of that. There's more boobies. He's always changing his look, and I don't know if that was they couldn't settle on a look, or if it was sort of supposed to be, because this was for military men, if it was supposed to sort of be like the everyman, this could be you, American GI. And again, back to the art is firecracker. That's the one. The art in here is terrific, and the boobies are some of the best rendered boobies I've ever seen in the medium. I haven't, to be honest, I've never seen a book this pornographic, to be honest. I've not seen a ton of boobies. in comic books. But every woman sort of has the same body type, but it's also just like the most idealized sort of Grecian body type. So it's all very sexy. It's all very sexy. You can imagine a bunch of GIs on lonely nights in the jungles of Nam, flipping through canon for all the TNA, so it's again, I don't know, like, if there was some sort of oversight involved in the Overseas Weekly, where they're like, we need to inspire this amount of patriotism, we need to have this amount of propaganda, because it really is just like, if you read this book, you would literally want to kill and fuck everything in the jungle. Like, that's literally what this book is just murder and sex. And I had another point to make, and it sort of just fell out of my head. But shit, what was I gonna say? Anyway, yeah, this was made by a Wally Wood, who was himself in the military in, I guess, 1946, just after. Let me flip to the back of him. This picture in the back here really encapsulates Mr. Wally Wood. Here he is standing here with a Tommy gun and a cigarette. He, I guess, did a lot of hard drinking, a lot of hard living, and then his kidneys failed or something, and he blew his brains out. So, and it really comes through in the page, to be honest. It really just comes through as this is a hard living, rough and tumble son of a gun. Here he is. Here's Cannonballed undercover as I don't know. There's some Nazis. The Nazis are back again, and it's really all Cannon's a very. It's a very how do I want to put this? It's a very there's a lot of bitterness that comes across. He's like, you bitch. He's always calling women bitches. You bitch, get out of here, bitch. The vaginas are always tastefully covered. There's lots of boobies, but the baby maker is always covered. See, so you don't want to upset anybody too much. Again, the art's pretty great. I think it sort of dips in and out of quality towards the end. There's not as much detail paid to like the shading and whatnot. Anyway, he gets married, or he's about to get married. His wife dies. He's forlorn. There's a butt. There's a big butt. But it was a real fun roller coaster. It was a real fun. There's the robot Hitler, I think. I think this is Hitler. He's back in undercover as a Colombian, South American dictator. It's real fun as like a time capsule. It's real fun as just again, a sort of attention deficit experience. You don't get emotionally attached to anything that's going on. You're not emotionally attached to the character whatsoever. Nothing matters. It's all a big hodgepodge of just aggression. Just the aggressive hodgepodge of just like, I don't know, you're in the jungle and you just gotta rub one out. You just gotta rub one out and go kill someone. I was trying to think of the racial slurs for Vietnamese people, but I can't remember them. Oh, Charlie. You just gotta fuck something and go hunt the Charlies. That's what it's all about. Anyway, I think I'm repeating myself now. I had at one point that I just can't fucking remember what I was going to say. Just fun stuff. Fun piece of like whatever. Whether it's supposed to be propaganda, whether it's just it's hard to recognize propaganda when you're not living in the time in which the propaganda is meant to be effective. There's little things of like, oh, the Reds, the commies, but it all seems pretty light to me, like nowadays. Like it's all very like light, at least political propaganda. What the psychological undertones are definitely up for debate. What type of psychological propaganda? Oh, I know the point that I wanted to make. It almost seems to like want to fucking have a different sort of propaganda towards the middle,